I help a lot of first-time home buyers, and almost everyone starts with the same question. Where do I even begin? If that's you, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the basics of buying your first home so you can move forward with confidence instead of confusion. I'm Amy Shea. I am with Keller Williams Real Estate in Bluebell. I have been a realtor since 2008, and I love what I do. I work primarily in Montgomery, some of Bucks, some of Chester, a little bit of Berks County, but I'm here for my clients whenever they need me. So this is my first YouTube video, and I've decided to come over to YouTube because sometimes things need a little more explanation than the minute or so that you can do on Instagram or Facebook. So today I want to talk to first-time home buyers. So most first-time home buyers think, or their parents tell them, or their uncle or their aunt or their grandparents tell them they need 20% down. Let me clear that up in 60 seconds. First of all, there are all kinds of incentives out there for first-time home buyers. And when you talk to a good mortgage lender, hopefully a local mortgage lender, and we'll get into that in a minute, you will find that there are programs where you only have to put 3% down, sometimes 5%. 10%, and yes, of course, if you've been good at saving your money, putting down 20% is never a bad thing. In fact, did you know that there are some programs that you as a first-time home buyer can qualify for 0% down? That's right. And one of those programs is something that does pertain to parts of our area in Montgomery County, and it's a USDA loan. When you buy in an area that is part of the USDA map, meaning more rural locations, which do exist here in Montgomery County, you can put down 0% with a USDA loan. The second thing that I want to bring up with you is the process. Let's take it step by step. Number one, connect with a lender. And please, I beg you, make it a local lender. They understand the area you're buying in, they understand the communities, the developments, and they can give you some really good advice that you may not know. Like, does it have a condo association fee? Does it have a homeowners association fee? What are the taxes in that area? So once you connect with the lender, the next thing you're going to do is get pre-approved. You're going to share with them things like what kind of job you have. Is it an hourly salaried position, or are you getting paid per diem or by the hour? That all matters in how many years or how many pay stubs you may need to provide in order to get pre-approved. The other important part about getting pre-approved is that your home buying experience or your ability to buy a home isn't just based on the purchase price and what you can afford. You also have to factor in real estate taxes. You have to factor in property insurance. And thirdly, if you are buying in a homeowners association or a condo association, what that monthly fee is. All four of those items, your monthly payment, your real estate taxes, your property insurance, and potentially an HOA or a condo association, all factor in to figure out what you can afford. And that's what a lender can tell you when you get pre-approved. Third point, find the right home. Look at homes online, look at what you like, connect with a realtor who can help you understand the areas you're looking in, if it makes sense for your commute. If you need anything special, they can help you narrow down your search. So finding the right home is kind of the fun part, but it can also be a little bit laborious at times. So connect with the realtor who can help you find that right home. The fourth part, great, you find the right home, your realtor's done a great job with you, and you've got to make the offer. Always sit down with your realtor to make the offer. Try not to do it via DocuSign, because as a first-time home buyer, you need to understand what you're signing and exactly what the terms of your offer mean. Fifth, if you elect a home inspection, that's the next step. You make the offer, it gets accepted, and then you have your home inspection. Once you have the home inspection, you either decide, great, this is exactly what I thought this house was going to be, and I'm moving on, or you take a step back and say, I really would like this hot water heater fixed. I would like this leaky toilet replaced. Whatever the case may be, that's another step in the home buying process. So after the home inspection is the appraisal. This is something that your mortgage lender offers to make sure that the house you purchased can appraise for the amount that you offered to purchase it at. So then the 7th step is the final walkthrough. You've gotten through your home inspections, the appraisal came back fine, and we've just been waiting for settlement day. So the day before settlement, or oftentimes the morning of, you get to do a final walkthrough of the property to make sure that the homeowner has kept the house in the same shape that you remember it being in when you first walked through. And then finally, the best step. Step number 8, settlement day. The day that I get to hand you your keys. Quick coffee break. If you like my mug, I wish you did live next door, or that I could help you find a home next door. But if you're liking this video, please click subscribe, comment below, like the video. I'd appreciate it. Moving on, who do you want on your team when you're looking for your first house? First and foremost, you want representation. You want a realtor that can represent you as your buyer's agent. And just a little detail, this is something that I do when I meet with buyers for the first time, whether they're first-time home buyers or repeat buyers. This is my buyer folder, and very important, the first thing that I do with any buyer is I have this needs assessment sheet that we sit down and we go through it together. It helps me have your best contact information, how you like to be communicated with, what it is you're looking for in your first home. Get with a buyer's agent that is going to listen to your needs and is going to understand what it is you're looking for and what time frame you're looking for, how you want to be communicated with. And then the next question people always have is, okay, so how does the buyer's agent get paid? Well, there's several ways a buyer's agent can get paid. Number one, the buyer agent can ask when looking at homes, if you find a home that you want to make an offer on, they can ask the listing agent, is your seller offering buyer agency compensation? Meaning, is the seller willing to pay the realtor's fee that is representing you, the buyer? Oftentimes, the seller is willing to do that because they want to get their house sold and they know that the realtors can't work for free. If the seller's agent is not offering buyer's agency compensation, then that's a conversation that you, the buyer, and your realtor will have about how they will get compensated. There are many different ways to do that. Sometimes you can write your offer so that it is covered with the purchase price, but those are all things that you need to discuss with your buyer's agent upfront. How will you get compensated at the end of the deal? And that conversation needs to be honest and open, and you need to feel comfortable asking a buyer's agent that question. Number two, who else do you want on your team? Well, you want a really good mortgage lender. And as I mentioned earlier, you want that lender to be local because they understand the market, they understand the prices, they understand the real estate taxes in your area. Number three, once you get a house, you need a home inspector. You need a title company. In the state of Pennsylvania, we use title companies to handle settlement. So once you're under contract, you connect with a title company, and then it is that title company's responsibility to order title insurance on your behalf, to communicate with your lender, to have numbers match, and to make sure when it's time for settlement that we are all good. That's who you want on your team. A really good buyer's agent that communicates well with you and you can feel you can communicate well with them. A local lender that understands the market and will help you through the mortgage process. And then finally, a home inspector, a title company, and you are certainly welcome to have an attorney represent you, but in the state of Pennsylvania, we are not an attorney review state like other states, like New Jersey, for example, our neighboring state. You do need an attorney, but here in Pennsylvania, just a title company, and a good realtor will connect you with all of those people so that you can have a winning team to get the best experience when buying your first home. Here are 5 mistakes first-time home buyers often make. Number 1, looking for houses before you talk to a lender. You want to know what you can afford before you start looking. Number 2, falling in love with a house you can't afford. Once you talk with the local lender, they'll give you the parameters you need. So when you're searching online or you're working with a realtor and they're searching online, they know exactly what price points to look in. Number 3, you get the house, but you don't budget for repairs. You use all your money to buy the house. You always want to save a little reserve for any repairs that might come up. Number 4, waiving inspections without understanding the risk. I realize that the real estate market here in our area has been very competitive for buyers in recent years, and that waiving inspections has oftentimes gotten buyers the house. Great for sellers because they don't have to worry about that step in the home buying process, but not so great for buyers because you just never know. Sometimes sellers don't know when there's a problem in their house, and those home inspections are important, not only for you to identify any potential problems, but also just to understand the systems in your house. And then finally, number 5, draining all your savings to buy your house. You know, once you move into your house, you're going to want to buy a couch or a new TV or, a new bedroom set. So you always want to keep that reserve, not only for repairs that may come up, but also to decorate your house. Final point. Your first home doesn't have to be your forever home. I've worked with many clients over the years that are in a position that they buy their first home. Maybe they're single, maybe they're newly married, maybe they're a young family that can finally afford their first real home. But after, say, 4, 5, 7 years, things have changed. They are making more money. They have saved enough money that they're ready to buy their next house. But they're fortunate enough that they don't have to sell that first house. So a lot of people go into buying that first house and understanding that they could potentially use that for income in years to come. When they're ready to move up, they can turn around and rent out that first home. Also, people ask after they buy a home, when does refinancing make sense? Well, refinancing makes sense when the interest rate that you buy your house out maybe drops a percentage or more. If, say, you buy a house at 6% and a year from now, 18 months from now, it drops to 5%. That would be the time that you would re-engage with your lender and ask them if it makes sense to refinance. And then finally, the things that you want to think about is the maintenance. When you're buying a home, how much maintenance does it need? Do you want to take that maintenance on? Again, this goes back to leaving some reserves in your funds when you're buying that home to make sure that you'll be able to take care of that home like you need to or would like to. And then my final thought for you is if you are thinking about buying your first home, it's a really exciting time and it should be exciting for you, but understand that it is a process and having the right people on your team will help make the process that much smoother. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a lot and you have to provide a lot of information to a lot of people in order to get to settlement day. But when those keys get handed to you on settlement day, I promise it will all be worth it. So if you still have questions, I am happy to talk with you, to answer questions, to email with you, whatever you prefer. But if you like this video, again, please subscribe, please like it, leave a comment below. And if you would like to talk with me directly, feel free to text me at 267-625-5965, and no question is too small and no question is ever dumb. If you're watching this video and I haven't answered all your questions, please feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you.